What if your AI didn't just follow instructions, but actually figured things out on its own? So because that's exactly what just dropped. OpenAI has officially released 5.5, and this might be the biggest shift yet in how we actually use computers. Welcome back to Daily News, where we break down the biggest stories in tech, AI, and the future. Today we're talking about GPT-5.5, why it matters, and why this launch is less about chatbots and more about replacing how work gets done. So here's the headline. GPT 5.5 is smarter at coding, using software, researching, and solving unclear problems with minimal guidance. So according to Greg Brockman, this model can look at messy, undefined tasks and just figure out the next step. That's a big deal, right? Because previous models needed clear prompts. You have to be very specific. This one, it starts acting more like a junior employee than a tool. Here's the real shift. So GPT 5.5 isn't just answering questions, it's doing work. We're talking about writing and debugging code end to end, operating actual software, building documents and spreadsheets, running deeper research workflows, and this is where things get interesting. This starts to look a lot like the early stages of AI agents replacing traditional computer workflows. Even Sam Altman has hinted that this is the direction. AI that doesn't just assist, but acts. But OpenAI isn't alone here. Just weeks ago, Anthropic dropped Claude Mythos preview, which is a model so powerful in cybersecurity, they had to limit its release, and that's because it can identify vulnerabilities in software at a very high level. Now, GPT 5.5 enters the ring, not just compelling or competing on intelligence, but on usability and autonomy. So this is no longer just model versus model. It's a race to define who builds the AI that actually runs the modern workplace. Now let's talk about the part that no one can ignore, which is the risk. OpenAI says GPT 5.5 hits a high risk classification. Now that means that this could amplify existing threats, especially in cyber domains, but it doesn't cross the critical threshold. What does that mean? Well, it's powerful, but it's still controlled, at least for now. The model went through extensive red teaming and third-party testing, especially around cyber and bio risks. So if you're not familiar with red teaming, it's an authorized adversarial simulation where security professionals mimic real-world attacks to test an organization's technology, processes, and people. More on that in another video. GPT 5.5 is rolling out right now to GPT Plus, GPT Pro, business, and then enterprise users. And it's also coming to Codex, which is OpenAI's coding platform. There's no API access now, but that's coming as well with tighter safeguards. So here's the big takeaway. So GPT 5.5 isn't just another upgrade. It's a preview of a world where you don't just use software, you delegate tasks to AI that uses software for you. And if that sounds like the beginning of something bigger, you're absolutely right. Okay, that's it for today. If you want daily breakdowns on AI, tech, and what it all means for your future, hit subscribe. This is Daily News, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.